My name's Tim and I play guitar in Broadcast. We sent a demo out to a few labels. Duophonic was a label that we really liked. Martin got in touch with us, did a couple of singles, well, did a single and an EP with him, and then we got in touch with Warp Records and started doing stuff with them, and we started work on the first LP, The Noise Made by People. We tried working with various producers, which was always led to problems, so we ended up doing it ourselves, and which we've ended up doing again as well on this next album, or the album that's just been finished, that's coming out in late August. And as time has progressed, you know, the recording techniques have been honed down, and it's getting better. I think, you know, this is the best record that we've done. So. The art of recording music is, you know, anyone can do it, but to do it a certain way, or the way to get something, you know, to sound the way you want it to, takes quite a lot of effort and, you know, sort of technique. So we had to do that by making our own mistakes, rather than relying on someone else to make those mistakes, because, you know, if you let someone else make mistakes for you, you don't really learn anything, except for maybe that you want to do it a different way. So it was a learning process. And this second album, we've had there's been a lineup change, and we set up another studio, and that didn't work out that well. So it was just various things really. But ultimately it's getting the record to sound the way we want it to sound. I think like it's a common question from interviewers to say, well, you know, how come you're on Warp Records, or isn't it strange? And I guess it is because Warp is, you know, one of the key techno labels. But the thing is, the important thing about Warp Records for us is that it was the label was all about quality, you know, rather than quantity or, you know, accountants or any of those kind of things. I mean, we spoke to a lot of labels, and at first we thought, you know, we all like Warp as a record label, but we didn't think they'd be interested in you know, signing a band like us. But they were, and they were so forward thinking, you know, and they had similar ideas to us, that it just seemed, in the end, it was the most natural thing to do, even though that might seem quite odd. So I don't think it's really held us back in any way. I mean, some people, you automatically might switch off or something, but that's, you know, that's a small minority, and that's you know, no big loss to us. If the album had been ready earlier, we would have been here earlier. But I mean, that's one of the great things about Warp. You know, they supported us, whereas I think many of the other labels that we spoke to originally, we would have been dropped by them by now, or forced to put a record out that we weren't happy with, or as happy with. So, yeah, the freedom to not conform to those album tour every year restrictions is another great thing. I mean, financially, it's a bit suicidal, but, you know, it's the record that counts. You know, the EPs have come out around the LPs, you know, but definitely, I mean, the records that have come out around the LPs, there's definitely another LP's worth there, you know, and it does frustrate us a little bit that there is such big gaps between the albums, but it's not, you know, hopefully people will appreciate the quality rather than be angry because of the absence of us, you know.
Thoughts from now begin at this door. I know the stairs descend, voices will not be born. I am your distant call. Some words cannot be found, no anchor
Birmingham has a big rock tradition, so which we didn't really feel that we had that much in common with, but we certainly didn't feel the need to go to London or anything like that, because ultimately it was just about the music really. We didn't really need to go and hang out at, you know, parties or record labels or whatever, and it worked really sort of naturally for us, from sending out the demo tapes just to certain labels that we liked, and then people got back to us, and then it's been very sort of organic really. Just everything's been based on getting the music right, and I think the people that we work with can see that, you know, and it's just a very natural thing for us, so we didn't really need to sell ourselves on any other level, I don't think, and you can live anywhere, you know, make music and send it to anywhere else, you know, if it works and it's good. When the band started, we were influenced by the United States of America. They were a psych band from the West Coast, and that was a record we all agreed on, that we thought was a great record, and there was something there that you know, could be pushed further, or there was a direction that band took that we thought was an interesting proposition, and so that was definitely the sort of the founding sort of spark or whatever for the band. I mean, also at that time, film music, you know, people like John Barry, Ennio Morricone were also big influences, and I think the whole soundtrack thing of something not really but, you know, being more descriptive with the music or more atmospheric. So, you know, and that shares a similarity with, you know, various sorts of electronic and experimental music, where it's not all about the 3-minute pop song necessarily. It can be just about sound purely, you know. So that's, you know, we put little incidental pieces on our EPs and stuff, and they're just kind of bursts of sound or whatever that have an effect, but, you know. I think the biggest thing is is what we've learnt about things. It's like, you know, simple things like making sure the instrument that you're trying to record initially sounds the way you want it to sound just in the room or whatever. So I mean, recording drums was always a big challenge for us, and you know, initially we didn't know anything about tuning drums or anything like that, or you know what microphones are best to use in what certain places. So as time's gone on, that whole thing has changed. So you know, as an example, drums, but also any other instrument, that's probably the biggest evolution. I mean, technology does play a big part, but at the same time, you know, we're still trying to keep an organic quality within that. That's probably the best thing. I mean, it might be, I'm sure it'd be easier for someone else to look at the music and say, oh, it's evolved in this way. You know, right, I'm probably too close to it, so, you know, we've gone in the direction of nose flutes, you know, or something. But.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I'll stop right there. I won't take any more of your time.
Thank you.